What's up, guys? Welcome back to the C qualifiers for the Summit 8. Got TNC Pro Team going up against the new and maybe improved Fnatic? I don't know. Either way, should be a sick match. Best of 3, of course. Winner goes on to face Mineski in the finals. That's going to be happening tomorrow. Mike Loris going to be your caster for this game. Fnatic, recently with a little bit of a player reshuffle. We got Abed now going back to his roots, and well, Fnatic certainly representing a good portion of the world here. TNC, what can I say about TNC that hasn't already been said? I'm consistently impressed with Sam H's play, consistently impressed by how much farm Raven can get with 1-4-3-7 to give them a little bit of that leadership boost. For sure, TNC are looking like a pretty solid team. Again, it's TNC as per normal. Fnatic have had a rough road. I don't know if they've had many results here with the Abed mid lane, since it's still pretty new, maybe like 1 or 2 games. I don't know. I didn't actually do that research, but still, he's an absolute all-star. Like, if you've seen any of his games ever, you know that he is the type of player that will just take the game and almost by himself just win it. With a pretty heavy supporting cast here as well. I mean, you got Pylai Die, you got EE, DJ, and Ohio. These are not no-namers. These are all people who have been in the scene forever and in multiple scenes as well, just all over the world. So Fnatic expecting great things out from them. However, in this particular game, because it is still early with their new player, it may take a little bit of time to really gel together and perform to the peak that these players can perform together. We'll see if they're past that peak, because again, I'm not really sure how much experience they've had playing with this group of guys recently. We'll see. Either way, let's look at the bans. Brewmaster is still in, actually. Gonna have the Earth Spirit first pick for Fnatic as TNC decide to go for the Shaker first, which is certainly very interesting. Very similar to the kind of setup that we've seen earlier with the Vengeful Spirits early. Shaker is a hero that can be played as that 4-position hero if you need to, or go towards the offlane if you feel like that's going to be good as well. Does feel like, though, in general, at least in my opinion, that Shaker is going to be a little bit weaker than a Brewmaster. I feel like that hero Brew is just absolutely broken in this patch right now. He does pretty much everything. He can kill towers, he can lane, he can anti-carry. It's really sick. But again, you get that flexibility, and hey, maybe Brewmaster now? No, that's not a Brewmaster. That's like the exact opposite of a Brewmaster. Silencer is soft. He can only do one thing, and that's silence. I guess he can kind of support or carry. So again, a lot of flexibility here for TNC, but it's not really the most flexible. As Fnatic, with their openers, going to be an Earth Spirit, picking up probably one of the best 4-position heroes in the game, if you have someone who can play it. And Fnatic definitely do have that. As well with the Bane, we'll get their first 2 supports right off the bat. Bane, how good is he here? I mean, I am a fan of the Bane, maybe not like as big a fan as some other people who are like, oh my god, Bane in the off lane is so ridiculous. Carry Bane, whatever. And it's a solid support hero as well. Again, flexibility, it's all there. I guess you can run a core Bane. We've seen, I think I've seen Universe run a core Bane. I'm pretty sure that happened once. So it's definitely a possibility, though an unlikely one to be sure. Is going to have a rough time being played as a support up against Silencer and Earthshaker as far as his grip is concerned. Every single time you grip, you are going to get it canceled. It's pretty much a promise, and because of this flexibility from the Shaker and Silencer, there's a still non-zero chance that TNC pick up someone like a Rubik, in which case you'll have a free grip steal as well as that telekinesis to cancel depending on what you need. So the Bane is maybe going to have a little bit of a tough time here. That being said, the real strength of the Bane comes from his laning phase, comes from the fact that he is so bulky, has, I don't think he has like the most base stats starting out, but his starting base stats are really, really high across the board. Let's actually look it up real fast. 23 on all starting base stats with 2.4 level. It is an absolutely disgusting amount of stats you get from Bane right off the bat, and being able to poke at enemies with that threat of Nightmare setup with the Brain Sap as a finishing blow, that's really where the Bane is going to be the most useful. After that, he kind of falls off. You don't get farm as the Bane. That's just not how the hero works. TNC, Silencer, and Shaker Wouldn't put it past them to give this silencer a little bit more of a farming role. Again, it's going to be a little bit difficult to make sure that that's a safe thing to do up against an Earth Spirit, a hero that will have really high game up against that silencer. Like, roll in towards a Queen of Pain, yeah, you may be able to get the kill off you chain stunner properly, but roll in towards a silencer, you don't even have to work for it, man. You kind of just get the kill. The Weaver and Clockwork will be kicked out. Fnatic will take out the Lone Druid and the Bat Rider. These two heroes, Lone Druid and Bat Rider, really big fan of those two in the drafts that go for those really heavy timing pushes in the mid game. And not really the absolute best with Silencer Earthshaker, but still Fnatic trying to prevent that strategy from coming out from TNC. And those are really the big ones, like the ability to start fights with the Bat Rider, the ability to safely siege down towers with the Lone Druid. You can still take down towers if TNC want to. They've played a couple of Terrorblade games in the past. It won't be a Terrorblade right now. It's going to be a Razor in response to this Tusk from Fnatic. So, wait, there is a Tusk from Fnatic. What is going on here? Should still be at 4 position Earth Spirit, Bane support. Is this Tusk going to be getting some farm, or is this Bane going to be getting some farm?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, Tusk support with Earth Spirit support is two heroes that are going to be picked up to do essentially the same thing. It's not, like, bad. You can just overload in that and just roam the hell out of a Silencer Shaker. Very fragile heroes. But it seems like this Tusk might be getting a little bit of extra lane strength here. Seems like that is the most likely thing. I don't think Earth Spirit lane is a thing. Is that an actual thing? I don't think that's a thing. At any rate, TNC now going to shore up their own lanes with this Razor pick. I've never been a fan of Razor in general, but so far, looking at Fnatic's draft, you know that if you're going to static link someone, it's going to be a pretty easy call. You don't static link the Earth, Bane, or Tusk. That's just not worth it. You go for whatever right-click hero Fnatic are going to pick up. If you can make that happen with the support from an Earthshaker, you'll be able to take out that one hero and then just go off with the Razor. Razor's bulky enough that he doesn't really have to worry about these other three heroes messing with him. Looks like Fnatic will be the one to pick up the Terrorblade first, most likely for EE. Going towards that safe lane, obviously, is a little bit of a rough hero to steal damage from his Razor, since when you're trying to steal damage from him, his illusions are kicking your ass. And man, do they kick hard. And even the main Terrorblade, if he's metamorphed, like, he will destroy your health pool. By the time you actually do get like 100-something damage stolen, you're already dead. So definitely a good anti-Razor hero, though is a hero that has a couple of issues going up against Shaker and Silencer. Kind of susceptible to those silences as well as that control. TNC don't really have the most burst coming out of their heroes. No Lina type hero just to outright destroy the Terrorblade's life pool. So, you know, TNC will look for a little bit of extra burst, I'm sure. At least some way of dealing with that Terrorblade. That's a good amount of burst in the Legion Commander. Although this is going to be a really awkward game to play Legion. I mean, Legion Razor works really well. And if you're initiating with a Legion Commander, you're banking on the Global Silence and or the Fissure to kind of cover your initiation and make sure that that jump in is safe and you get the kill. Very similar to what we see very frequently with Silencer and Bat Rider. But Legion Commander is going up against Bane. So if you don't duel the Bane, he'll just Nightmare you. And then the Nightmare is just going to keep swapping. And then pretty much no one ever dies in that situation, which is really, really weird. You can Snowball. That's pretty good. You can Sunder. Like, Fnatic have so many mixed defensive tools to make life very difficult for the Legion Commander. Absolutely need to have that duel layered with the Global Silence. If that is not the case, they will be in for a world of hurt. Storm Spirit, the pick for TNC. Gonna have that new, very, very balanced Storm Spirit with the Kaya build, I would assume. Initiation now up for TNC. This Silencer is going to be so important to protect for TNC. Got to make sure you get that Global Silence off. Otherwise, Storm and the Legion Commander duel is going to be very difficult to actually find success with. That being said, Fnatic don't really have that much CC. The Earth Spirit has quite a bit. Tusk is a little bit awkward there. They'll go for the Invoker. A hero that Abed has played, you know, a handful of times in the past. Just once or twice. Is going to give them that much needed extra CC. Not say no to that. Does this Tusk have a cannon for an arm? Dude, this guy just went straight Mega Man. Or Samus. or any other video game character who has a literal cannon for an arm. Barrett, Final Fantasy VII, is that the guy's name? That guy you get like first with Cloud. I think he has a gun for an arm. I don't know if it is actually a cannon, but my God, Tusk is working with some serious technology here. It's gonna be the core Tusk with the support Bane, support Earth Spirit. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Invoker, though, that Tornado is going to be a great counter initiation tool. They will have okay setup for Sunstrike. Definitely not the best. But as far as disengage is concerned, Fnatic should have enough. Again, lots of mixed defensive tools with the heroes that they've selected right now. TNC's Storm Spirit should have a decent enough lane going up against the Invoker if it is going to be just a 1v1 matchup. Problem is that you're going up against a Bane and an Earth Spirit, two heroes who will be more than happy to sit on you in lane. And for Storm to have a slow lane, that is never fun, especially when you're going up against Invoker, especially when that Invoker is played by Abed. So gotta watch out for the rotations from the Earth Spirit, from that Bane. It's, pretty standard Earth Spirit stuff to be wandering around the map looking for kills, so it's not too out of the ordinary. DJ is going to be handling that. We got Eternal Envy playing the Terrorblade. Ohio is going to be playing the Gun Arm Tusk. Have fun, not at all. Pylai is on the Bane. I think actually that's everyone except for, of course, Abed's Invoker. On the other end, we got Tim's playing the Shaker. Sam H. Sam H is on the Legion Commander. Got Cuckoo on the Storm Spirit, and they'll run into Pylai. Raven is going to start static linking up. That's a tight wall. Pylai is going to start digging, but I don't think he can dig fast enough. They grab Electric Vortex, actually. The shards wall him off. Yo, Pylai just got abandoned by his allies so hard. Tusk was like, no, don't bring them close to us. Keep them on that side of the wall. We also have 1437 on the Silencer, who did get a little bit of extra intelligence from that. So yeah, that is not exactly how you're supposed to use shards. But, I mean, Bane was pretty dead anyway. Now, the upside of Bane dying there is the fact that Pylai does his best work when he's working with a lot of deaths. Like, that's obvious. But also is the fact that Storm Spirit picks up Electric Vortex at level 1. This is a spell that we usually don't see until Storm is, like, level 8. Unless he has, like, some really dire need for an additional disable. The disable duration isn't really that great. The radius is, of course, absolutely pathetic. And without having the static remnant and, of course, the overload as fast as it normally would be, his lane is going to be even weaker up against a lane that already is looking pretty unfortunate in this matchup. So, yeah, I mean, it's a cost there. Pylai is going to be that first blood. Who actually got that kill? It was actually the Storm. It was actually the Storm Spirit. So, maybe that kill is going to give him enough gold to kind of balance out the fact that he has a pretty useless skill at level 1, but it is still going to be a little bit of a rough situation here for Cuckoo in the very early stages. Of course, that is assuming DJ is going to do what I expect him to do, which is just sit on this mid lane as much as possible. 1437 can hang around here, give Cuckoo a little bit of cover. We have Tim's also wrapping around as the Shaker. But killing off Abed, I'm not sure if that's a real possibility right now. Take a look at that mid lane in a bit. Over towards top lane, Sam H is going to be metamorphed upon by Eternal Envy. Takes quite a nice chunk of damage. Pylai with the Brain Sap. He's a harasser. That's pretty much all he is. When you have the Metamorphosis on Eternal Envy, you can look for those kills, but those are going to be pretty difficult to get up against someone who's so physically durable. It's just really hard to get to those kills. Oh, they do lash the shards onto Raven, this time on the bottom lane. Static Link won't do jack there, and Ohio is going to use the shards properly this time. And Razor is going to take a spill. Usually you can afford to leave Razor alone on a lane. He will just be able to happily lane pretty much versus anyone and will at worst draw even. Though is going to be jumped in on one more time. Those shards are not the shards they were looking for. Ohio's still going to punch him a couple times, but that's a little bit off the mark there. So that's kind of what TNC were banking on. So I see a couple of heroes, 3 heroes in fact, chilling in towards this mid lane, trying to limit Abed's CS. He only has 2 right now, which is way below par for an Invoker. Of course, as he levels up, extort points will give him more base damage with that, with those orbs coming up. But Raven may just need a little bit of extra help here. He is going to start draining out Ohio's damage output. Also took tower aggro. They roll out a little bit, but still are in range to give Raven a lot of extra damage. DJ is going to roll out again. Lots of rolling in this game. And now Abed, Electric Vortex. There we go. It's used. That range, it was so much higher than this circle. And they'll take down Abed in the mid lane. Nice tight Fisher wall off from Tim's. Going to be a 2-1 lead now for Fnatic. For TNC, rather, against Fnatic. Let me just say the complete opposite team name real quick. That's not going to be confusing at all. DJ is messing around with this bottom lane, but Cuckoo right now, level 3, isn't quite where he wants to be. Again, that point of Electric Vortex is still going to, I guess, help him get that kill, but it's not going to be ideal for him. Still, he's going to be pushing level 4. Mighty Quick is a level above Abed currently, and with Tim's in the area with an Invis Rune, might be able to push this lead a little bit more. No Earth Spirit in the area. He's got to go all the way back to the fountain and restore himself. And Invis Rune is not looking like it's going to do much. Eternal Envy's just farming up the top lane. Probably Die is going to jack the range creep. Support tax. And now DJ is going to come on in. Cold Snap going to keep him in range. They do have a kickback as well. Cuckoo wishes he was level 6, so the Fissure's going to come in. TP coming in from 147 as well. They pull back DJ just for a split second. With the right clicks, it'll be enough to get the kill, including the int swing here for 14337. That looked like it was going to be pretty darn good, but I said Electric Vortex was kind of a liability here. It's looking like just an asset. Again, it's not really the most impressive skill in the world, but man, the situations he's been put in so far has been really conducive to just having a little bit of extra disable. So Fnatic will give another free kill over towards this mid lane of TNC, and Abed still not really feeling comfortable enough to approach the creep wave. Luckily, this time is going to be on the right side of the fissure, so he'll be just fine. What's going on with Ohio down in bot lane town? He's just farming it up, I say, as he's missing CS. Missed ACS, just one. He got the rest of them, guys. Don't worry. Now, Tusk is not normally seen, period. It's an uncommon hero. But putting him in a core role is pretty interesting. You can do a lot of damage. You're a very deadly hero versus heroes like Silencer and an Earthshaker, especially when you're getting this much of a free lane. The Razor isn't really contesting this Tusk as much as I would really expect him to, which is a little bit awkward. But still able to get the base kit up, mostly just pushing towards that Walrus Punch. Again, you can do so much damage in these engagements, and you're a fairly bulky hero as well if you're able to get away with this much free leveling on this bottom lane. So it's definitely unorthodox right now, but I think it definitely can work out here for Ohio. It's not something you really want to push super late game with a core Tusk like that. It really does fall off compared to someone like, say, an off-lane Legion Commander, who's a pretty good off-lane hero in the late game. There's just no comparison there. Tusk will eventually, unless he gets just absolutely nuts out of control from killing everyone, he'll eventually fall back into a little bit more of a supporty Tusk role. And that's pretty much inevitable, I think, unless you go for maybe Hand of Midas. You can kind of smooth over that power curve and stay relevant in the late game, but that doesn't seem like it's really easy to do. Sam H does not have any points in press. DJ is going to come in, stun Sam H, but Eternal Envy does not have that Metamorphosis, so they'll have to let that Legion Commander walk. Again, she is bulky. I Die showing up in the mid lane. Got to give Abed a little bit of time to try to recover from this awkward laning stage. Able to get some CS now. Only level 4 though. His Hand of Midas has seen better days. It'll certainly be a lot worse. He got zoned out. Only died once though, so definitely not the end of the world. 1437 gonna take the reins over in this lane as we have Cuckoo rotating out the level 5 Storm. Will collect a bounty. Won't quite put him at level 6. I mean, wandering all the way out there for a bounty room, not really sure if that's worth it. I mean, he gets a couple of bottle charges, I guess, but is going to give a lot of levels to the Silencer, which is, although nice, would still rather have them for himself. A little bit of a slow game here from Fnatic. We haven't really seen the lane oppression that the Bane usually provides, nor have we seen a lot of action successfully from DJ. I mean, he's tried in the mid lane, tried on top lane, but with an underleveled Invoker, like, what can you actually do when you roll in? Cold Snap, Forge Spirit, Sunstrike. I mean, that's a really sick combo, but not when there's an Earthshaker and a Silencer constantly hanging around mid. It gets really difficult to actually get kills when you're constantly rolling into situations where you have a numbers disadvantage. Eternal Envy has been farming very happily on the top lane. Top of the net worth chart for him, and Ohio is actually right behind him. Not bad. I am quite impressed. I expect him to be going just for these stat-heavy items. Drums, perhaps a Solar Crest Medallion type thing. Maybe a Blink Dagger, perhaps a Shadow Blade. That could be pretty sick. Get those initiations off. A Lotus would be really nice to get rid of the Global Silence effect. Eternal Envy being grouped up around. The Courier is going to see Tim's. And the zip in is going to slow him down a little bit. Fissure is going to follow up. There is a Sunder here. Terrorblade is going to get back with the full HP. Turns on the Metamorphosis, and Brain Sap will kill off Cuckoo. Now the Nightmare. Earthshaker is going to wake up into yet another Nightmare. We'll try to teleport out. Not going to happen. Pylai gets a double kill. That is so unexpected. You go for a Terrorblade when he's level 7. You're assuming, hey, he probably has level 4 in the Metamorphosis. He probably has a couple points in Conjure. They did see the 1 point in Reflections. They know he has at least that. But there are so few games where you roll in towards a Terrorblade, who's level 7, and then he suddenly turns around and sunders you. That is usually not picked up until like level 9, 10, 11. After he has at least maxed out Metamorphosis, at least. So Eternal Envy with the kind of unorthodox build. I don't know if he had that with a saved skill point or if he just leveled up before, but at any rate, it's still going to be a huge boon for EE as he dodges the gank, turns around for 2 kills for the team. And the reason you don't get it is because, well, usually you have more priorities offensively, usually you're protected, and it costs a hell of a lot of mana. Obviously doesn't have Sunder for this one, so he's in a little bit of trouble this time. Eternal Envy would have been able to get a Sunder off this time. Snowball is going to give him a little bit of a cover. Sunstrike there onto Cuckoo, will kill him off. Eternal Envy still survives. No more damage here as Pylai going to start right-clicking in to the Bane. Will do absolutely no damage, but still, they'll have Ohio in the area. Shards will just straight kill off Sam H, and Eternal Envy lives, albeit just barely. This Terrorblade has so much armor. If you don't burst him down with magic, it's really hard to get the kill afterwards. And of course, Ohio coming in like a goddamn superhero. With the Shards and the Walrus Punch and the Sunstrike, getting Abed that much needed action, more acceleration, catapulting him closer to that Hand of Midas. Cuckoo tries twice, uses a lot of mana, uses a lot of time to get absolutely nothing done. And after all is said and done, it's a level 8 Invoker looking down the barrel of a Hand of Midas versus a level 6 Storm Spirit who is just building towards Kaya. I mean, it's a pretty easy item to build up. The parts are very, very affordable, very easy to get the gold. 1,000 really is not that bad. But still, he's behind in a lane where he was absolutely babysat. Sam H is going to get Brain Sapped. Snowball not available. Fissure will slow them both down. Tim's off to the side, though, is going to get snowballed. Here it comes. Will hit, and with the right clicks from Bane, get the kill. Killing spree for Pylai die. Meantime, mid lane, Abed going to be jumped on. Immediately goes into the Ghost Walk. Cuckoo does not have the detection. The detection goes out, but it's out of range from 1437. And Fnatic are stepping things up. The most awkward thing about what's going on right now is the fact that DJ is not involved in any of this. Like, you would expect Fnatic, if they are going to explode out of control, it's going to be on the back of an Earth Spirit, but no, it's Eternal Envy picking up the slack. It's Ohio on the roam as the Tusk, who's looking at a Blink Dagger next. And Earth Spirit's been chilling. Like, he just hasn't been doing anything, really. Well, the Tusk is going to certainly pick up the slack. Soul Ring for the mana. The Blink Dagger with the drums. Just as a nuker, he is below average, but he's very difficult to dislodge once he gets in. Obviously, his sticking power is insane. Bottom lane tower will be pushed. Raven has been pretty quiet in this game as well. 157 though, taking tower aggro. That's not good. Razor is not exactly known to be a strong tower pusher. This Catapult is so confused right now. Got pushed out of range with the Shards. Raven caught in the Shards again. Shards is a below average nuke. Doesn't do all that much damage. Plasma Field will miss into Ohio. Tower now will fall. To who though? That's the big question. Oh, Snowball. Static Link still worked out pretty well for the Razor. The Snowball's going towards 157 now with the Walrus Punch. They would have gotten the kill even without that Sunstrike. Raven still a good amount. No, that's actually only 35 damage. He only has level 2 in the Link. Will still kill off the Earth Spirit, but now here comes the Grip. Earthshaker, you ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Snowball's still here. That should kill him off on contact. Boom, dead. Double kill for Ohio. That's actually kind of unfortunate the Invoker didn't get that kill, but he's already working with the Hand of Midas, so not getting the kill is not a terribly huge deal. Will trade an Earth Spirit. Radiant do pick off the tower, so at least TNC get that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We have Ohio hitting a pretty big level. Tusk is one of the few heroes that got the 40% EXP gain. Because Ice Frog is like, yo, we'll just give him some more experience. He's a support, right? What could possibly go wrong? Eternal Envy dueled up. Support is here in the form of Cuckoo. Armor is going to hold. And now the Sunder. Eternal Envy unkillable. Will turn around, kill off Sam H. And now looking for Cuckoo. No way. With the Plasma Field, they'll kill off the Terrorblade in the end. Cuckoo is fast at the Haste Rune. Ohio lost all his damage and will also fall on this top lane. Sunstrike way off as the Storm Spirit went the complete opposite direction. But man, that Terrorblade dodges the duel, kills off the Legion Commander. It still is going to go down in the end. It was just inevitable, it seemed like, in that situation. Not enough support coming in, but is able to keep the Legion Commander with no additional duel damage. And that's really the downside of Legion Commander. When you find a Terrorblade like that, if he isn't with an army of illusions, your overwhelming odds, though it is maxed out, doesn't actually do that much damage. And if you actually duel him, you will do very little damage. How much armor does he have? Yeah, 17. With 17 plus 2, so he's got 19. How much reduction is that? 59%. Like, you don't do jack as the Legion Commander, even though you have phase boots. You just don't do anything. Not to mention, he went for drums. He has the Stout Shield damage block as well. No contest there at all for durability. EE has gotten so much more value out of an early Sunder than I could have ever imagined. Fnatic working with the 1k lead right now. So far have yet to reasonably answer Razor. But Razor being ahead is, I mean, it's kind of nice for TNC, obviously, but it's a hero that also needs to kind of stay ahead through aggressive playstyle. If you ever sit back and try to farm as Razor, odds are you're going to lose. Oh, Cuckoo, speaking of losing, is going to get gripped in the Terrorblade and the Sunstrike. Super dead. Global Silence comes out way too late. I can't believe they used Global Silence there. Now they're in a little bit of trouble. Rolling forward, looking for Tim's. Gets silence from DJ. EE with the damage output. Gets himself a double kill, and Razor has got to bail. The old Nightmare Legion Commander keep her out of the engagement. In the meantime, Ohio is camping out top lane. Abed is camping out mid lane. And 143-7 is camping out the Grave. Still gets left behind. Highlight Die with the Brain Sap is going to grab a 4-kill spree. Dominating on this Bane. So it's like, you have all this farm on Razor. You gotta use it somehow. His Static Link isn't even maxed out yet. Opting for 2 points in the Unstable Current, which is a pretty powerful spell nowadays. But, yeah, I'm not really sure if they can get Razor enough action right now. Sunstrike, Sam H with the combo from the Tusk. He's actually completely walled off. Right click down, Tusk gets a freebie on Sam H, of course, with the help of Abed, who has had 0 interaction in the past, like, 10 minutes with any enemy. He's been off the map. He's not fought anyone. PvE mode for the Invoker. And that's the dream right there. Get your Hand of Midas, retreat to the jungle, pop out with the Aghanim Scepter, and bust some heads. Probably Aghanim Scepter travels, bust some heads. TNC need to get going, but the problem is that their Legion Commander still does not have the Blink Dagger. The problem is that the Storm Spirit, though he does have the Kaya, has gotten into one too many unfavorable engagements. And his progression with items is therefore going to be much slower. I mean, Kaya is absolutely ridiculous on the Storm Spirit, but you still do need these offensive items of the Orchid, perhaps still a Bloodstone. You need those items, and they cost a lot. The build-up is really slow and inefficient. Like, you don't want to hold Quarterstaffs into Oblivion Staffs. Those things are trash. You don't want to hold them ever. But he has to. He's got to just sit back and farm. He's going to be behind the vast majority of these Fnatic heroes. The Blink Dagger on the Tusk. What does EE have? Mask of Madness on the Terrorblade. You know what? I'm kind of okay with that. Mask of Madness, when it was the mode of Mask of Madness that would just make you take additional damage, that would be a little bit risky for Terrorblade since you just get nuked down by magic. But since it lets you, since nowadays it reduces your armor, then the hero who has 19 armor can probably afford to go down just a little bit. Like, it's not a terribly huge swing there. As far as the damage output you get, the concern is that you won't be able to Sunder, which is a real concern. I mean, Sunder has been clutch as hell for him, but he's obviously not going to use Mask of Madness unless he knows that he has backup with him. Has someone to give him some cover, i.e. Bane with the grip or the stun combos of the Tusk, or if he's going for a structure, in which case the structure will not be able to fight back versus the Terrorblade with Mask of Madness. Give the structure Bloodlust, Living Armor, and Ice Armor. Maybe you have a chance. No, you don't have a chance. As a tower, it's not going to happen. Not happening. Tim's Fissure to farm, does stun up Ohio, though he does see the Tusk coming in with his obs. Highlight Die is playing a very traditional support Bane. We'll just go ahead and deny this tower. I'm pretty sure, I mean, Bane's build nowadays, if you are going to go for the Nouveau Bane builds, then you go for the Nouveau one. Like, you can't go the old build and then kind of transition into the new build. It's mostly in those talents. Enfeeble steals damage that you really get your value. Still, Enfeeble is actually going to be pretty good in this game. We've seen a lot of Banes go for just low points in Nightmare, lots of Enfeeble, lots of Brain Sap. Even from a support standpoint, a hero like Storm Spirit will just do no damage. He'll have Overload procs, but only 100 damage from the entire hero is kind of underwhelming. Of course, Legion Commander is purely physical, so she'll just get shit on by Enfeeble. Highlight Die is going to Nightmare the Storm Spirit to Sunstrike. A lot of damage. They will not make the full commitment. Cuckoo's going to jump away. No one there to intercept him. They will drum up. And Cuckoo will get gripped. Where's the Global Silence? It's there. Cuckoo will get away. Global Silence being traded for the grip and Metamorphosis. Not a terrible trade for the TNC side, although maybe it's not even going to save the Storm Spirit. DJ is here with a double damage rune, waiting in the corner. Is going to get the snipe on Storm Spirit anyway, so I was going to say, if that's all the skills that are traded, it's whatever. It's fine for TNC, but they lose the Storm Spirit in the end anyway, so now the Global Silence is down. Now, Fnatic aren't quite at a point in this game where they can just go straight in and start bulldozing down towers. TB can if he's already there, but obviously to push the wave out. Abed's not quite ready to join the fights just yet. Travel's still not picked up. Fnatic are not in any rush whatsoever. They'll just be happy with the fact that Storm Spirit being down most likely means that Legion Commander is not looking for any aggressive plays. So far, she's been doing very little. Trying to duel the Terrorblade a couple times has not worked a single time because of Sunder and the fact that he has, well, now 25 armor. How is he getting all this armor? Just Yasha? Yeah, I mean, welcome to Dota. Cuckoo, ooh, Nightmare. There's no grip, so I don't know if they actually get that kill. If there's a grip, they for sure can. Terrorblade's a monster. Sam H blinking in, but the quick blink out from Ohio. Snowball's down to the low ground, but the Ghost is going to slow him down by a little bit. Oh, the Shard Wall, though. Ooh. Fnatic are playing hard to get, and my god, they are very difficult to catch up to. Now, TNC are working on their own items in the meantime. Mobility items for everyone. Blink Dagger on the Legion and Earthshaker now up. Got a Hurricane Pike on the Razor. They are ready to initiate and initiate hard on the Fnatic side. That being said, the Tusk with the BKB as his next item will be able to prevent the Global Silence from really affecting him. And then, of course, have the Snowball to kind of counter-initiate. Very powerful combo there for the Tusk. And we got another BKB coming up on the Invoker. Exact same thing. And a Manta-Style on the Terrorblade. Exact same thing, except this time with a little bit more of an offensive twist because it's a Terrorblade. It does seem like TNC, this power curve with the Razor, is right about now where they want to be, dominating fights, roaming around, killing off everyone. They're trying. Oh, they're trying. But they can't find anyone just yet. The Radiant will scan. That will stay green. Bane is in the area. Tusk is in the area. Ohio doesn't have a blink. Tim's smoke isn't going to break, though. Pylai Die was getting caught. Part of your master plan. He'll get dueled, and wow, that Fissure actually split the duel up. Tornado's going to come in a little bit late. Samich still wins the duel, but he's on the wrong side of the Fissure. Gets Hurricane Piked out of there, but the chase is on as DJ and Ohio both going to roll in. and kill off the Legion Command, making it a 1-for-1. Raven is going to dodge the kick. Eternal Envy is going to get jumped in on by Cuckoo. Global Silence is there. No Man Style up just yet for the Terrorblade, and he will fall. Cuckoo gets a kill and looking for more. Looking for the Tusk. Will silence him with the Orchid. Gets another kill. A 4-for-2 in favor of TNC. And man, I was speaking about power curves. It's right about now, he said, when TNC are going to look to win fights, he said. And TNC deliver. My God, do they deliver. The Legion Commander, yeah, is able to get some dual damage, not able to do much else. But it's the Storm Spirit with the Kaya and that fresh Orchid to really show up. The Razor, using that movement speed, super elusive, this hero. He's just so fast with the Unstable Current, with the Hurricane Pike, and once the drum charge pops, it's a lot of movement speed. Sam H gonna get spotted out by Abed. Yeah, that tornado, it looked like it was almost in time to save the Bane there. Once you tornado, obviously nothing's really gonna be hitting you. If all three of them get tornadoed. Invoker level 17 going for a Lincoln Sphere is getting to a point where he's going to start going into these fights for real. We see how desperately a hero like Terrorblade needs some sort of anti-Global Silence tech. If he had the Manta Style in that last fight, he splits out of the Global Silence, he sunders someone, and then Pain for TNC. But seeing as though he doesn't quite have it yet, TNC hit the perfect timing. The timing window is very quickly closing. Ohio working towards BKB. The Invoker is considering Lincoln's, gonna go for a Blink instead. Not working with any sort of resistance to that Global Silence right now. But Terrorblade, he has that Manta Style pretty much locked up. There it is. Silencer also getting obliterated. DJ with the kill secure. The Yule Scepter on the Earth Spirit. Pretty difficult hero to kill off. Killing off a Silencer is not a terribly huge deal here for TNC, nor for Fnatic. They're going to be happy about it. They'll push the wave with the Alacrity Forge Spirit. How big is this Forge Spirit? Max out Extort, a lot of Wex. Yeah, this Forge Spirit's pretty big. On the high ground, there is a Legion Commander. Doesn't really want to reveal herself. Top lane's being pushed, but by Cuckoo means that it's really difficult to actually kill this guy off. Eternal Envy will charge in, because why not? Though Earth Spirit and TB going up towards top lane means that these three heroes are now on an island. If they go in and actually show themselves, they are putting themselves at a lot of risk. Sam H was spotted on the incoming. Alacrity is there. Jump in, Walrus Punch with the shards and the Sunstrike. Perfect combo from the Fnatic side, and they will still stick around to Nightmare Raven for no damage. It does nothing anymore. Pylite Die is going to wander into the Earthshaker. Bad move, bro, though the kick is going to give him a little bit extra space. He'll get snowballed as well, and Eternal Envy is coming in, and he is looking pretty pissed. Global Silence is there. The Manta Style is going to split it out. Tims lands an Echo Slam onto three heroes, including those illusions from the Terrorblade. He's able to sunder. Probably Eternal Envy will sunder Ohio. Still is able to survive. Now Cuckoo coming in. He cannot race Eternal Envy. That's just not going to happen. 147 is a little bit late to this party, as well as Fnatic will take 3 for 1. It will back off EE with no Sunder, not much damage, seeing as though the Razor was on top of him the entire time. We'll just chill and farm a little bit, jump in. Oh, the quick reflexes from Abed. Got silenced, but of course, silencing does not prevent item usage. He's able to get away before the Ball Lightning can actually do damage. Reflexes. That's why Abed's a good player. That's why Abed is a better player than any of you or I can ever dream of becoming. Did he just do it again? It looks like he just did it again. Man, if that was me, I'd be dead like 5 times by now, even though Storm only went for me twice. Like, I would be so dead so many times. EE with the Manta Style. Gotta be a little bit careful with that Mask of Madness still. Really don't want to self-silence yourself into a situation where you might need that Sunder. What is Ohio going for? BKB is up by now. It looks like a BKB. That is a BKB and a little bit more BKB towards, I would expect, this Invoker. Cuckoo's done an admirable job recovering in this game. Bloodstone is his next item. Quite a bit of progress towards that item with the Perseverance already up. Reminder, Bloodstone does not require that Soul Ring build-up anymore. There you go. It used to be this, I think, and then they made it into that Soul Ring, and now it's this again. Ice Frog is indecisive, apparently. But that extra durability, and of course that extra mana regen, Storm Spirit can do quite a bit still. Up until the point where Invoker is actually able to pick up some sort of response to the Storm Spirit. Currently he doesn't have any, except for just like a Tornado or a Cold Snap in response. It's kind of mediocre. Ooh, but speaking of responses, an Orchid being built up from the Tusk. Interesting build, is tailor-made to try to deal with the Storm Spirit. If you get silenced as Storm, you are sad. It's going to take him quite a long time to actually build that up. Again, Tusk does not farm very quickly. Has Shards and Snowball that will kind of kill creep waves. But his item is going to be quite a long ways away, especially since he took that EXP talent. Is going to give him level 20, probably the highest level. He's above his friendly Invoker. That just feels wrong, man. But that's 40% extra experience for you right there. Gonna get that Walrus Punch crit. Please, bless RNG, 12% chance Walrus Punch. I haven't seen a Tusk in this new patch, so I'm not sure what the quote-unquote standard is for Tusks nowadays. I'm pretty sure 12% chance to Walrus Punch is bad, but I kind of want to see it anyway. Ice Shard on a 6-second cooldown seems pretty sick. Just give me that RNG roll. This is how you turn Tusk into Spirit Breaker. Exactly like this. Eternal Envy leading the way with this smoke. He's got his entire crew behind him. The line is drawn and the line will run into nobody. Although there are a couple heroes showing themselves in the mid lane. Sam H will drop a nuke on the wave. Top lane TP from the Shaker, looking to clean that up. Might be the bait that Fnatic are setting up for. They'll see Raven pass by. They'll let him go. Cuckoo's actually the one to show up in the lane. They're sniping the courier. They do kill him off. Now Tim's going to get hit with the boulder smash and silenced and shards. Ohio can't quite get the kill though. Now he's going to take a lot of damage from this Razor. Sam H jumping in with the duel will kill off this Tusk even through the BKB. Everyone else, since they don't have any global silence protection, will be forced to run. They'll pop the Bane with that Orchid Soulburn. Abed will actually snipe Tims with that Tornado combo. Fnatic will lose two, only gaining their Shaker. I guess they get the courier as well. BKB though, just delivered on Abed at like the worst possible timing. He's now gonna show up in the mid lane, flatten 1437 with that Meteor combo. Not much you can do about that as a silencer. He didn't have global silence anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But he is working with the Hand of Midas. Silencer with extra gold, extra attack speed, even coming out of the support role, can skyrocket in farm and threat level. And we see already all these responses to the global silence picked up on Fnatic, but there are not many answers that you can pick up that'll answer a support silencer turned carry. Really, really hard to make that happen. I don't think they saw each other. Sam H definitely saw Abed go in there, right? Definitely. He didn't drop an overwhelming odds or anything, so he's just gonna run away. Did he actually just not see him? Okay. Sure. Well, EE is just tanking the Roach, that Mask of Madness, Alacrity with the lifesteal. What percentage lifesteal is this nowadays? 15%? That's not bad. He's going to go to work on this tier 1. By go to work, I mean just snipe it at like 10 HP left. Storm Spirit is going to get the deny. That is so hard to do against a Terrorblade. Not bad at all, Storm Spirit. Not bad at all. Man, this tower deny in this particular game, it's always going to be nice, of course, but no one on Fnatic's really hurting for that one extra item. I mean, Earth Spirit is pretty damn farmed, honestly. Bane, he's got nothing, and he will always have nothing. And there's no real item except for, like, Glimmer Cape Force Staff that the Bane will get and suddenly be really happy with. He already has the cast range talent. That lets you do some pretty crazy things. 100 cast range doesn't sound like a lot, but just look at this grip. Look at the Nightmare initiation range. It is pretty high. And as long as your grip is like over trees or something like that, then the cast range is all you need. Oh, mid lane. not watching at all. They find Cuckoo with the jump in from Ohio. And I take the 1 second to make sure the stream is still working. And they jump in and kill the Storm Spirit. Just my freaking luck. Bloodstone is... that is not a Bloodstone because he had the courier killed off earlier. Now has it. But is currently dead for 60. Eternal Envy, 12 seconds till that Metamorphosis. Doesn't need it for this tower. He has an Aegis. Are they going to push up high ground? They're going to at least try to do this to see if they can force a buyback on the Storm. He does not have it. Blink Echo Slam on the Shaker, but only onto an Aegis Terrorblade. That is not how you want to use that Echo Slam. EE going to go for the serious mode, Demon form, or whatever this is called. Is this a demon? It's probably a demon. We'll call that a demon. He's taking quite a bit of damage here. He's going to make a couple of more illusions. Tower taking quite the beating here. Fissure, can they get it for free? Eternal Envy is going to be put to sleep just for a split second. Getting a little lifesteal, looking for a Sunder. Sandwich is going to jump in, but the Snowball immediately responds to the Sunstrike there. Sandwich is awkwardly standing, and they do get the Sunder, giving Eternal Envy a full health bar. Oh no, that was not how that was supposed to go, but that's exactly why I thought LC was such an awkward pick in this game, because of that immediate response from Ohio. And as Legion, you just gotta stand there. You can't run. You know your duel isn't gonna work out, but the hero, she's stupid. She doesn't understand that. You can't retreat from a duel. That's not honorable. And Ohio kind of cheated, I guess. Duels are supposed to be 1v1, but Eternal Envy, still getting away with that Aegis, is actually going to claim duel damage, because the duel is still active by the time the Legion Commander was brought down. Fnatic make a really precise push in off of that Storm Spirit pickoff, and TNC can do nothing but watch. Now, fortunately for TNC, they lose their Legion Commander, they lose the tier 3, they lose the Rax, which is not good, but they also have all their ultimates, and they're going to use it to jump in onto, oh, nobody, because of the Snowball again from Ohio. They grip the Storm Spirit. Tim's going to try TP out, but that's not going to happen. What a superhero this Tusk. It's Snowball Man. His superpower of creating snowballs to save allies. That Echo Slam didn't do nearly as much as Tim was really hoping for, since there weren't many creeps there with the Invoker. And Storm Spirit could have done so much damage if his ball ending actually hit, but that Snowball, twice now in as many minutes, is going to say, F you to TNC, you will do no damage and you can do nothing about it. EE is going to waste no time going straight in for some more structural damage. Looking for this bottom lane, DJ and Ohio right behind him in cover. EE this time does not have another Metamorphosis. How long? 10 seconds only, actually. Jump in, ball lightning. He'll take down 1437 elsewhere. Roll back in again. The Snowball is there, but it's going to bring EE pretty far in. Don't want to go that far, guys. They do have the Sunder. Eternal Envy cannot save the Tusk. Unfortunately, the Tusk will get nightmared. Ohio will still survive, although he will eventually go down. The Sunder does come out. Eternal Envy is still unhealthy. What happened to that Sunder? I have no idea what the hell happened there. Jumping from Cuckoo is almost going to find Abed, but gets lifted up. Highlight Die is going to distract away so that his allies may live, and it looks like that may have just worked out. I'm not sure what got Sundered, but it definitely wasn't the right thing.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
At any rate, he still has, he had the Aegis anyway. And unfortunately, even though the Tusk can make those saves, the Bane can only do so much to save the Tusk. He tried. They do take down another tier 3 tower, which is not irrelevant as far as the gold is concerned, especially when you're looking at some of these lighter supports. Bane is 1700. Tusk has, ooh, the kick. Yes, please. I mean, it doesn't really matter what he has. Tusk's items are irrelevant. I want to see that talent, man. Give me that talent. I want to see that 12% chance of Walrus Punch so badly. And this game might be one where he actually just lands a couple of Walrus Punches in the fight. Please, please, please. Give it to me. He's only level 22. He hasn't been gaining much experience. Invoker obviously has overtaken him because it's an Invoker. Obviously, he's going to be at the highest level of the game. EE is not a terrible level either. Picks up a Butterfly after scrapping that Mask of Madness. Still has a little bit of life steal with that mask, though. Butterfly evasion. Really difficult for TNC to deal with. They have no answers to it, actually. So, yeah, what you see is what you get. Terrorblade is going to be doing some pretty serious deeps with that agility boost. But also that durability is for real. Boom! That's something you don't see every day. Centaurs flying across the map. The Centaurs like, what the hell just happened? Alright, so Ohio before had some pretty baller snowballs, right? And that's Tusk. He can get a new level of baller right now by initiating like a vengeful spirit. Like, you just blink in, you kick the enemy back into you, and then you BKB and hopefully just survive. With Snowball, maybe you follow them on the way out. You could do some really, really crazy things right now as a Tusk. And TNC, it's really hard to play around this. Like, Global Silence is the only real play around they have, except for like good positioning. But yeah, they're not going to see this one coming until it's actually used in the fight. I have high hopes, Ohio. You've been very impressive this game so far. Really, everyone at Fnatic, they've been performing really well. Like, even Pile Die, you expect Bane bottom, he's feeding, he's playing poorly. No, man, he's been doing everything he had to, sacrifice himself so that his allies can get away. The grips have been on point, at least as much as they can be up against this draft of TNC. Early game was dominant from the Bane, like everyone at Fnatic, firing it off on all cylinders. And they will go to town on this tier 2. Bottom lane is being pushed. Raven has an assault cuirass, but still Razor just doesn't do enough damage versus structures. Too bad you can't static link structures. Now that would be sweet. Maybe not, Ice Frog, don't do that. Eternal Envy going to make a whole bunch of illusions. Start getting to work, though with the additional armor from the AC, we'll make this just slightly slower. EE does not have an Aegis this time, so this is going to be pretty risky. Meantime, Abed is pushing the bottom lane. He's trying to distract a handful of heroes away so that EE can get a little bit of extra damage done. With the BKB and the Lincolns, Abed is pretty safe in doing so, though. Sam H is on the hunt. Abed is going to see him. Blink out, blink out. There's a ball lightning chase down. Cuckoo used a lot of his mana to get close enough to fail his pull up against that Lincoln Sphere. Will get out. The Kaya does protect you up against that tornado somewhat. This is officially the first time that we see Kaya with the mana loss reduction helping against mana burn. At least for me. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Fuse's Guard next on the Invoker, pushing the level 25 mark. Ohio, you gotta find a creep wave to farm, man, because you're not leveling fast enough. Tim's gonna break smoke up against Ohio. Oh, Echo Slam completely fails! They do still silence up the Tusk. They get the duel off on him as well. Can they burst him down before the snowball comes in? Looks like he will snowball away toward the Storm Spirit. He'll be fine for a little while longer. Eternal Envy in the mix of things. Just going to town on everybody. Full health on this Terrorblade. Hasn't even used the Metamorphosis because he doesn't have it, but Ohio actually gets out of here. Now rolling forward, the spirits are battling. And Storm is running low on mana, gets silenced, gets Boulder Smash. Here comes a Sunstrike with the Walrus Punch. Is enough damage to get the kill. Triple for Eternal Envy. And for TNC, that was a disastrous quote-unquote initiation from the Shaker. So excited to find someone that he just panic Echo Slams. I mean, it happens to the best of us, but that is not ideal. And then the duel onto the Tusk. He's so durable with this Aghanim Scepter that he's able to stall out long enough to snowball away onto the Storm Spirit, who's trying to go for the Bane, who also gets out of there because he is able to afford a Ghost Scepter. Double buybacks now. Eternal Envy, what's your Metamorphosis cooldown looking like? Not quite just yet. He does have a Satanic. He's going to get enchanted, I think, by the Earth Spirit. No, I don't actually know where he went. He's just going to run out of there. Either way, Ohio is going to kick the Razor to break the link. Eternal Envy is going to Sunder up. Satanic on Terrorblade is really bad when you're melee, but really great when you're ranged. Jump in once again from Cuckoo. Already double buybacks are forced out. Fnatic are able to retreat. Casualties 0. They have not lost a damn thing. And they will get away with absolute murder. And hey, look at that. It's a Roshan with an Aegis and a Cheese. That's conveniently waiting for Fnatic as they do retreat. Shiva's Guard up on the Invoker now. He is pretty much topped out as far as his items are concerned. Has gone for the Tornado cooldown over the Deafening Blast. There are only like 2 players, I think, that go for the Deafening Blast. I think Miracle goes for it, but everyone else goes for the Tornado cooldown. I mean, the Deafening Blast one is definitely cooler. Definitely cooler. Smoke up now, Raven. He has a BKB, but you know what? Doesn't care about BKB. Walrus Punch and Grip. Raven is going to get the BKB off. And now the duel goes off, but the Nightmare is going to be traded back and forth, which means the Tusk's going to take pretty much no damage. Everyone has their BKBs up. The Global Silence is going to be used to try to disengage. Sam H is going to be chased down. Tornado lifted. Should kill off the Legion Commander on impact. Boom. That's a long way to fall. Terrorblade, oh my god, how did he get this many illusions in the base like this? They're all going to be metamorphed, and they're all going to be working in towards the racks. That's going to be melee. That's going to be range. Eternal Envy is Alacrity as well. Plus 268 on top of the already monstrous 285. The amount of attack speed he has with illusions, that's actually insane. Oh, Echo Slam this time onto 3, but there's no follow-up this time. Kaya's going to let the Storm Spirit return, but it's not enough damage. They'll only take out the Bane. Good game, well played is called, and they will lose absolutely everyone on the retreat. Yes, Ohio. Walrus Punch, please. Was that a Blink Walrus Punch? I don't know. Damn it, we were so close to seeing the level 25 Tusk in action. We were so close. We were so far. GG from TNC. Falling way too far behind in the early stages. Storm making one too many unsuccessful rotations. Eternal Envy with that level 7 Sunder. Absolutely backbreaking versus TNC. And of course, Ohio absolutely balling out of control in this game, giving Fnatic a very, very clean looking win up against TNC. This is no slouch of a team. TNC are the real deal, but Fnatic gelling for real in this first game. Will take the first game and push it to that second one game up. Winner of this has to face up against Mineski tomorrow. We'll see. Guys, I'm Mike Loris. It's been an absolute pleasure casting these great games for you guys. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 will be coming up soon.